Hey everyone, Dana here, and a little bit of a note for this episode. There were some technical difficulties at the beginning, and a bunch of audio wasn't recorded, which led to some shenanigans, and it took me a while to get everything going, and I had to reboot the stream. So rather than just put up a bunch of empty space there, or you know a version of me with no sound there. I thought I'd just let you know what was going on at the time, and I figured I'd try and do it before the video was supposed to go out, which is why you see me in my nightgown with wet hair and all that. Long story short, there's been a lot of tragedy around this house lately. My uncle passed away. My father's in the hospital right now. I've been spending a lot of time with him, which is why I haven't really had much of a chance to do stuff with drinking with Dana, which is why I did the Dana reviews things episode. And that's more or less, I think, what I was trying to say when there was no sound, except with a lot more words and a lot more insanity. I shouldn't use the word insanity, but a lot more shenanigans. Let's go with that. Sorry, it's late and it's been a heck of a couple of weeks. So anyway, that's it for me. I'll let you watch what I have of the show. It's all the important parts of the show anyway. Enjoy, and thank you very much for watching. Bye. Hi, we're back. Since I started over the recording, hi to everyone, and welcome to Dana Reviews Things Episode 2, the Everything Explodes episode. I'm sorry I haven't been able to read chat. I was trying to get this to work. I think I did. I must have hit something when I had to go answer the phone earlier. Also, thank you very much to One Killer Kitten and DM Charlie Gaming for joining us and subscribing. I really appreciate that. Thank you both for being here. DM Charlie Gaming does incredible.
You need to get closer to the camera because you're fading in and out.
Oh, I'm fading in and out? Okay. All right. Let me know if I step back. Well, this is going to be an interesting one then. Anyway, DM Charlie Gaming does great gaming streams. He is a professional GM and runs games on his Discord server. If you're looking for a good game, talk to him. He's got a bunch of incredible GMs on his site that can hook you up for a great paid GM experience. So, yes. So as I was saying, that was the hospital actually calling me earlier to check my father into the emergency room. So, but on with the show, as it were. Also, hi Winter Vespers, hi Morning Wind. Thank you for sticking with me through all of this, and everyone else who stuck with me through my technical difficulties. We're doing part 2 of canned cocktails tonight, and quite frankly, I think it's time to begin. So, people on YouTube are going to be so confused by this because I restarted. Long story short, I'll see if I can stitch it together somehow so they know what's going on. All right, so I went out and got 6 canned cocktails. Of various varieties. One is a little bit of a ringer, but I'm just going to sort of pick and choose, and we'll see what we think. So I'm going to start off with this adorable little can of Tip Top tequila or Tip Top margarita. So the little giraffe in the top hat there. Made with tequila, lime, and orange liqueur. And it is 100 milliliters. And it says it is 52 proof, which is pretty impressive. So I am, it says proper cocktails, 52 proof. Enjoy over ice or straight from the can. I'll get a couple of cubes of ice in there. And it says to shake it well before, but no other fancy ad copy on here. Now, I should go over my rules for how I picked all of these. Here, let me get a couple cubes of ice first. So my rules were, it had to be an actual cocktail, so no wine spritzers, and ideally something with more than 2 ingredients in it. Because if it's like whiskey and Coke, that doesn't take any effort to prepare. So why should I pay someone else to do the? I can pour from 2 cans as well. So that's the other thing. The next rule is that I had to be able to just buy one of them. I didn't want to have to buy a 6-pack of something just to find out if it was good or not, which surprisingly cut out a ton of cocktails at my local liquor store. So I think that's pretty much it. I avoided all the ones from last time, and I tried to avoid ones that I've had before, but there's one in here that I have had. So, Tip Top Margarita. Cheers. My first impression is it's not bad. It's definitely got a lot of acidity, a lot of citric acid right up front. Oh, also, hi, Ska. Let's see. Oh, Ska saying that because, first Morningwind said that she loved the giraffe on the can. Ska said that it should come in a long neck bottle because of the giraffe, which I totally agree. Anyway, so yes. So, I think my first impression is that it's a little undersweet for me, but also the lime, I think, tastes a little bit off. You don't get any of the orange liqueur it claims is in here. It tastes like tequila and lime, and that's about it. There's maybe, you maybe get a little bit of sweetness from that orange liqueur, but you certainly don't get any orange flavor. And from what I've heard, it is hard to get lime right in a can. Because, it's not a fresh squeezed lime. It's somehow been processed so that it survives in there. And you can see there's, no trace of any sediment or any, pulp or anything like that in here. So, Nutty Maynard says, long neck, does the dinosaur shape help? Honestly, if I saw a canned cocktail in a dinosaur-shaped can or bottle or something like that, I would have bought it in a heartbeat. I don't care how much it costs. And yes, this absolutely will not pass the random girl test. I'm not even bringing her in to try it. It's, I've had good cocktails. My friend Matt makes a wonderful margarita, and this is not it. So yeah, it's. I mean, as far as margaritas go, if you like them tart, then this is not horrible. I mean, it's perfectly drinkable, but I'm gonna probably, here, let me actually add a little bit of simple syrup to it if my simple syrup container is not entirely stuck like it normally is. Yeah, it's a little stuck at the moment. I'm just gonna try and take the top off then. No, of course not. Stupid, sexy estrogen. All right. Well, all right. I'll deal with that later. Here, I'll just put some sugar in and stir it up a little bit. See if... Now, it probably won't dissolve fast enough to actually get everything out of it, but we'll find out. I actually didn't bother to clean the simple syrup container because... A, I haven't been home, and B, I didn't think I was going to be making cocktails tonight. So, alright, well, let's see if that helped any. Could definitely use a bit more, but that does help take some of that bitter edge off of it. And I think that's the right word. It's not tart. It's got a little bit of bitterness to it. So, which sometimes you can get with orange liqueurs. But I don't know. So, like I say, not bad, not the drink for me. So let's see. All right, this is one that I know is probably not going to be great, but I want to try it anyway. So this is Beatbox Pink Lemonade. And this is a little on the edge of not really a cocktail. Like I say, I try and avoid things like, seltzers or, flavored, like hard kombucha or something like that. This is alcoholic pink lemonade. So, I don't think it's the same as Mike's Hard. It's not Mike's Hard Lemonade because that's just basically a malt beverage. This seems to be an actual cocktail. They did have a fruit punch version as well, and it says on the side contains alcohol, so we're off to a good start. World's tastiest party punch. Try it frozen, gluten-free and glass-free. Which I have to say, as much as I love the fancy glass packaging and all that, this is probably better for the environment and all of that. Anyway, so yes. Let's see. Best served chilled, and then it's just, apparently contains sulfides. So, all right, so let's give it a try. It doesn't say shake well, but I'm going to assume you should. Let's see. Party better together. Please drink responsibly. All right, well, I'm with all you, so it's all okay. Yes, Lori loves Mike's Hard Lemonade. Oh, thank you, Naughty Maynard, for subscribing. I appreciate that. That is fantastic. Thank you. I appreciate everyone coming out and being with me, especially tonight. I need y'all. So, all right, here we go. Pink lemonade, and I did get the pink lemonade instead of the punch. And this one didn't say anything about pouring over ice. But yeah, I figured I was a little worried about the punch being basically like Kool-Aid or something like that. But I don't know. Maybe it would have been more appropriate. But it certainly is pink. It certainly does look like pink lemonade. So it certainly smells like pink lemonade. So this is promising. Okay. It tastes like pink lemonade with vodka in it. And that's different than that means I can taste the vodka. And I can taste the chemical sort of flavors there. It doesn't just taste like pink lemonade. So both Morning Wind and Winter Vespers think it's pretty, which I agree. Winter Vespers also says pink lemonade sounds good. So let's see. Oh yeah, Sager or Oz Sager. I apologize for not pronouncing that correctly, but thank you very much for following. I appreciate that. But yeah, let's give it another try. It tastes a bit like Crystal Light pink lemonade, but not quite that sweet. So, yeah, it's got kind of a chemically taste to it to me. Lori, do you want to give it a try? After all,
it sounds so good.
I know, right? Winter Vesper says, eau de DuPont.
Well, it kind of smells like lemonade, so. Yeah, it's definitely got that artificial flavor of the. Yeah, you're right. Crystal Crystal Light.
It's Crystal Light,
Just
yeah.
like that. And
it's Crystal Light with vodka in it.
With vodka in it, and then kind of a thick, sweet flavor on your tongue afterwards.
Yeah. Now, I will note that this, I think, was the cheapest one I bought. I think it was like $4
I think that was good that it was
for
cheap.
this container. Yeah. It's Morning Wind says it needs maraschino cherry. Giggle. Maraschino cherries aren't saving that.
I think that if you pour a bunch of maraschino cherries in there and then pour the rest of it out, she is correct.
Yeah. That might do it. Okay. And DM Charlie Gaming says, "Good evening, Dana, and good evening, Charlie. It is good to see you. Thank you I'm glad you could make one of the streams. Normally they're a bit, for all the new folks here, normally I do a show called Drinking with Dana, and where I teach you how to make cocktails. Specifically, I teach you how to make a cocktail, and I teach you how to make a snack to go with the cocktail, but by the time the snack is done, we've drunk the first cocktail, so I teach you how to make another cocktail to go with that snack. This is a thing. This, like I say, it's the second episode of Dana Reviews Things, because I wanted to try all the fancy cocktails that were out there that were in cans, so I didn't have to make myself a drink, and it went pretty well last time. So we found a few good ones. One I sneakily added in at the end here, which I'll talk about when I get to it. So anyway, normally the format's a little bit different, but I enjoy doing this too, and everyone else seems to like it as well. All right, so I'm going to do the cocktail in here that I've actually had before, which is Cutwater's Bali High Tiki Rum Mai Tai, and it is 12% alcohol. Made with Cutwater Bali High rum, Cutwater barrel-aged rum, and natural flavors. Now, I just realized that normally on Drinking with Dana, I have my big caveat about tiki drinks. The Mai Tai is an incredibly huge example of a tiki drink. One of my favorites. I'm going to cover it on the show at some point. So I'm going to have to give my standard disclaimer that tiki drinks or tiki culture is problematic. It is got all sorts of things going on with it that are, arguably we shouldn't be doing tiki drinks and that sort of thing. But in this case, it's a canned cocktail. We're going to separate the bartender from the art or something like that, the culture from the art, and just drink the drink. So, hi DJ Star Noir. When she says, when summer comes along, the Cutwater frozen pops are good. I am going to do a entire episode on frozen cocktails because I've got a few in the freezer already. And also here, let me see if. No.
What did you do?
Go back. All right. You still hear me? Yes, you can still hear me. Okay. Let's see if this works. No, I can't remember the...
What are you trying to do, though?
I have a shout out for Star, and I can't remember what code I put in.
Just shout her out. Like
so anyway, DJ Star Noir is an incredible DJ, has fantastic sets with her roommate who... Well, let's just say we have fun tormenting him. But he also is a DJ, and you should definitely check out her sets. She does them several times a week, as well as live shows in San Francisco. If you ever see her on the bill, definitely go see her. She is fantastic, and you should subscribe to her channel and see her shows. So, yes, definitely. She is fantastic. She says, my roommate has a crude sense of humor and he's obnoxious, lol. Yes, that is accurate. Although I have to say, I can't remember if it was you or he who introduced us all to My Dick. So,
which is a song.
No, which is a band.
It is talking about herself.
Yes, this is the point where I tell you that My Dick is a band. It is a sort of a gimmicky band that I don't know if it's just their one concept album or not, but they do covers of all sorts of different songs, replacing various lyrics in the song with the words "my dick." So there is a uh, there is one of the songs is "Fields of Dick," which is "Fields of Gold" with the words "my dick" in it a lot, and that's about as saucy as we get on this channel. So. Um, Scott says, "My ears." Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I
Drink
apologize.
some more alcohol, you might get saucy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not restraining myself tonight as much. Yes. DJ Sternor says, "My dick is a parody band. It is hilarious. Everyone loves my dick." Yes, it is. Anyway, One Killer Kitten says, "Yay." Hi, I've got a Mai Tai. Let's drink some of it. Here, actually going to pour it out because that is the thing I will say about the packaging. If it is in a can, you kind of have to pour the whole thing out because it's not going to stay good in the can. This kind of packaging, you can seal it up again. Anything with a cork or a screw top, I prefer those, especially for anything that's expensive and you're going to get multiple drinks out of it. Ooh, our anonymous benefactor has struck again, giving DM Charlie a sub. So thank you, anonymous benefactor. Cheers. This is a nice drink. Now I haven't had too many of Cutwater's other cocktails. They have a whole line of them. And there were one or two that I actually kind of wanted to try. I should have gotten those instead, but I'd already bought this. And it says, featuring a blend of our award-winning rums with notes of pineapple, coconut, and citrus, our Mai Tai is a tiki-inspired cocktail escape. And it says it has two or more shots, which is nice. They tell you how strong it is. Actually, let's see. What is the... 12.5% alcohol, so it's about the same as wine, a glass of wine. Or an equivalent amount of wine, I should say. Yeah, DJ Star Wars says the Cutwater stuff is pretty decent for pre-mixed. Yeah, so far I've been happy with what I've had. So let me describe the drink a bit. So as far as Mai Tais go, it's fairly mild, actually. You don't get a lot of pineapple. You don't get a lot of coconut. It's there, but sort of in an aftertaste. But you also don't get smacked up across the face with rum, either. The rum is definitely present, and I would say that sort of caramely flavor is almost the dominant flavor of the drink. Yeah, you get a little bit of an evolution with that with the coconut and the pineapple on the end, but it's the dominant flavor is definitely the caramel from an aged rum. So, One Killer Kitten says I enjoy a good smack though. All right, now we're getting back. Technically, I did start this. All right, Lori, do you want to try a drink?
Sure. Maybe I should get where they can see my face because it's not going to be a good taste based on what you've said.
This is Lori, everyone.
Hello. My cough was coconut flavored. That just feels very wrong to me.
So the coconut is present.
I don't get much caramel. I get mostly coconut and the desire to run away.
Okay.
Whoa.
So not Lori's drink, but like I say, I don't.
Sweet in all the wrong ways.
She says, okay. I don't know if you heard that, but she said sweet in all the wrong ways, which I don't know. I find it a nice, mild Mai Tai drink. Now it's I wouldn't say it's the best Mai Tai I've ever had, but I would actually say this is generally pretty approachable, but not for Lori. And for those unfamiliar, Lori has a very specific set of tastes. She normally likes things to be incredibly sweet, and doesn't normally like a ton of alcohol.
Flavoring.
Alcohol flavoring. Yeah.
But I need to not know about it.
Exactly. She likes the alcohol to be covered up. She doesn't like it to be alcohol forward. Or spirit forward, I think is the correct term. So this is just not for her. All right. So, I still think it's fine, but she does not. So your mileage may vary on this one. Okay. So I'm going to save the two that I think are the ringers for last. And I did find a Craftwell Cocktails Pineapple Margarita, which is a wine-based cocktail. And it says it's crafted with real fruit in the Pacific Northwest. And you'll note that the Pacific Northwest is not known for growing pineapple. So I'm slightly concerned. I did check to make sure. I did a pineapple margarita on the last show, and I had to make sure this was not the right one. It says it's a wine-based cocktail, apple wine with natural flavors, contains sulfites, gluten-free, from Forbidden Fruit Cider House in Corvallis, Oregon. So basically, well, it's not even a cider. It's a wine-based cocktail. So, well, let's give it a go. Might be good, might be bad, might be somewhere in between. Okay, well, interesting color on it. Definitely margarita colored. A little bit more yellow than the straight margarita we had earlier. And none of these really have serving instructions except for that first one. So, cheers. So, what I'm going to say is, it's not what I was expecting, but there's definitely pineapple and definitely lime in this, and they taste like lime and pineapple. So it's not, it's not spirit forward. It's definitely the right sweetness. Let me give this another try here. So first thing you get is that lime, just like real lime zest flavor. Then the pineapple kind of mixes in with it. And got a long tail on that. And yeah, it definitely tastes like pineapple. It doesn't have the acid of just drinking pineapple juice. And I think that's what was throwing me off. It's got these really sharp lime oil flavors, like the zest of the lime, but without all the acid you get from both of those, both the lime and the pineapple. Normally the acid brings a real brightness to it and a real, well, acidity to it. So Winter Vespers says the last one was not a 5-star. And by the way, Morning Wind and probably a few other people said, hi, Lori.
Hello.
And then, let's see, Winter Vespers also said, I'm a sweet Shirley Temple girl myself, so I suspect random girl reviews are likely to match my tastes. Yeah, that probably. Morning Wind says, me too. Speaking of which, did you ever try the grenadine recipe that I gave you? I'm curious to see what you thought of it. All right, so this one I think is pretty good. You want to give it a try?
Sure.
It is 10.5% alcohol. So
try not to drink too much.
A very strong beer or a very light wine. So there you go.
Okay.
Yes.
Much better than the last one, but a little too tart for me.
Okay.
It definitely smells like pineapple. Like, it really smells like pineapple. But you're right, that sort of bitter, acidic, not there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to show them?
Yeah.
Really?
Here's Lily. She is one of our two cats.
She is the tiniest.
Oh, thank you, Star Noir, for the 100 bits. I appreciate that. Biddies for kitties. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yes, this is Lily.
She is 8 pounds of terror.
She is 8 pounds of monster. Yes. Do not let her cuteness fool you. She is a force of destruction and chaos. So, who is apparently sleepy right now.
Well, I think she's...
Yes?
Yeah,
All right.
she's just seeing things.
Okay. Anyway, all right, down you go.
I'll trade you, cat fur.
Yes.
There you go.
All right. DJ Star Noir says, "Oh, I know what that's like." Yes, church is I imagine quite the handful. And Morning Wind says, "As it should be." And Winter Vesper says, "She looks so scared." Yeah, she torments her big sister like nobody's business. One Killer Kitten, thank you very much for she says, "I'll second those kitty bitties." Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And oh my god, that's going to become a thing, isn't it? I have been trying to avoid saying biddies, but no.
Are you giving it
All
peer
right.
pressure?
At this point, I'm just surrendering to the chaos. This is a thing. All right. So the next one up. So Pineapple Margarita. I actually, so far, it is my favorite. Possibly tied with the Mai Tai. They're both, I would say, mid-tier. We had some better ones last time. Nothing's really knocked my socks off, but those last two I would definitely drink. I mean, if I was at a party and this was all that was there, there's nothing here I would turn my nose up at. But there's, clearly the Mai Tai and the Margarita are the better, or the Pineapple Margarita, the better two. Oh my god, we got a hype train going? Thank you all! DJ Star Noir just cheered 200 bits. Thank you. And Morning Wind cheered 100 bits. I don't know what to do with myself on a hype train. I think we had one once before. Thank you very much. Morning Wind cheered 100 bits. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know what to say. You all are amazing and awesome and fantastic. I really appreciate this. When I watch DJs who get hype trains, they're like, "Oh, I'll put on a different song, or I'll do, I'll shout out everyone." And I've been shouting out everyone, and I don't have any music to play, so except for the title song, and that you've heard that all before. DJ Star Noir says it's for the booze is fun. Thank you, I really can appreciate that. And Morning Wind just cheered 200 bits. Thank you. We've reached level 2 on the hype train. I didn't know there was level 2. No, I've seen other people get that, but thank you. This is the first time we've cleared level 1. I should go on. Thank you all. Loved, right? I feel loved and thank you. So we should get onto this one so I can, do my job. So, because that's what you're paying for here, is me to drink things for you at this point. I don't know. I'm just embracing the chaos at this point. Thank you all. You are all fantastic. All right. So this cocktail, I can't even talk anymore. This cocktail, basically I spent too much on. That's, I think, the only way to say it. I was at PCC markets. For those of you who are not in Washington or at least the Pacific Northwest who aren't familiar with PCC, it is basically more Whole Foods than Whole Foods used to be. It's a co-op.
Whole Foods before it was cool.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, actually, they were around before Whole Foods was, and it's a co-op that has only organic things, and it is. Yeah, it's all that. And I went in there not expecting to find anything, but it's like, oh, fancy grocery store. They might have something. And they had this range of drinks by, what is the name of this? Straightaway, which, let's see, Straightaway, bottle of astonishing cocktails. yeah, straight away in Portland, Oregon. So, um, anyway, fantastic lineup of drinks. I was like, I would drink any one of these, but the one I picked was the Swizzle because Swizzle is a type of drink that I've actually never made before because usually they have some ingredients in that I don't have on hand or just for some reason I've never actually made one. I know Greg on How to Drink talks them up all the time. His Queen's Park Swizzles are one of his favorite things, all that. I was like, if someone's made me a swizzle, I am going to buy that. Now, I will say this size bottle of it was $15 plus tax, which I think ended up being $18. So thank you for all of the bits and support my train. You're supporting my bad life choices. So let me read some of the text off of here. Let's see. Made with rum, falernum liqueur, passion fruit, pineapple, and natural flavors. Colored with beta carotene. So it's not even colored with caramel coloring. It's colored with beta carotene from carrots. The rum swizzle whirled into existence when a 5-pronged branch was plucked off of a tree to meet its destiny as the perfect cocktail mixer. Blending the bright fruits of the Caribbean with the spicy depths of rum, this tree wields its superpowers to all who seek an island escape. Grab a swimsuit and a towel and get the beach party started. So I was just shake this well, keep chilled, and serve over crushed or better yet pebble ice. Garnish with a mint sprig and a wedge of pineapple. My mint is not quite up yet, although I did see some that I might have grabbed, but I'm not going to go out and do that now. But let me show you the packaging up close. There you go. That's the thing there. And so when it talks about the 5-branched twig, basically there is a type of plant that grows in the Caribbean that basically has sort of a star-shaped bit on the end, and apparently these twigs or straws or something like that fall off, and they just have this thing on them, and they're the perfect thing to just naturally mix a cocktail, and they're called a swizzle. That's where a swizzle stick comes from. So, but I don't have one of those, which is another reason I don't really keep passion fruit on hand. So I'm going to shake this up and give it a try. I'll get some crushed ice here. All right. So as you can see, I've saved the two that I had the highest hopes for last. So, although the rest of it, hopefully it's going to be in order of improving quality, but that was not intentional. All right, here we go. All right. Okay. Thank you all for that hype train. That was fantastic. I really appreciate you all. Scott says, this drink has a dress code? Yeah, no, that's... I'm not changing into it. My kitchen is very informal that way. Right, so yes, it definitely looks like a passion fruit drink for those who see it. Very orangey. Oh wow. So yeah, the very first thing, just as it was about to reach my lips, I got cinnamon and baking spices and there's that tart fruit flavor in there. Oh, this is really good. I I'm not sure I would drink more than this amount because it's a very potent drink in terms of flavor. I would say. Now it does say it is what was it? 50 proof, so 25% alcohol. So it is stronger than I think all but this one here. No, yeah, it's the same strength as the margarita. So this is a potent drink. I am actually incredibly curious to see what Lori thinks of it.
No pressure.
Mm.
It's very pretty.
Right. So, Morning Wind says it's festive looking, and Winter Vesper says, so far this sounds like tonight's winner. I agree. Lori is giving the... Here, I will let you... So
she just want to narrate my face.
She gave the quizzical look just a second ago.
It smells kind of different than it tastes, if that
exactly.
makes sense. It sort of smells like, I don't know, spiced goodness of some sort, like an apple-y spiced goodness, and then you drink it, and it's not those things.
Well, it also...
And not in a bad way. It's not as sweet as I would like, but like there's some floral, there's some citrusy feelings. I mean, it's a tasty combination of flavors. I would just prefer more simple syrup myself.
Okay. So yes, it's I would say that, yes, looking at it, you are sort of queued up to think that it's got a lot of fruit in it, and then you get hit with baking spices, and it's, I don't know, it threw me off, but I really like it. And so I mentioned falernum earlier, and it is a type of liqueur that is common in tiki drinks, and it's got a lot of those cinnamon and allspice and nutmeg and those kinds of spices in it. And it's a very complex flavor. You usually only use like, a quarter ounce or a half ounce of it. You get a lot of those flavors in this. So, which they say they do use falernum in it. So this one so far is my favorite. Lori is concurring.
I don't have a favorite.
She doesn't have a favorite.
It is the least unpleasant.
Right. Okay.
Sorry.
No, absolutely fair. That, and honestly, that is why I have you taste these, because, to be honest, there are a few drinks that I've met that I haven't liked. The Buzzball from last episode, I have to say, was one of them. Although I do have to say, I was in the store looking for these drinks, and they not only had the little buzz balls for $1 a piece or $1.50 or something like that, they had one that was volleyball sized and filled with their version of a mudslide for $4. And wow.
A murder weapon that has alcohol in it.
Yeah, well, except you wouldn't want to drink it even if it wasn't a murder weapon. Winter Esther says we should use this as a kitchen potpourri. I would say it's not quite fragrant enough for that, but it is lovely. And Morning Wind says that looks like that bottle goes a long way with the ice. Absolutely, and I think that it's gonna. A lot of these drinks, like this margarita, let me go back to it for a second, just to compare and contrast. Yeah, when the margarita is watered down a little bit by the melting ice, honestly, I mean, you can taste the water in it, and it does cut some of the acidity in it. It actually makes the lime taste a little bit better. Or maybe it's all the other drinks I've had. This, I think, is going to be more complex. It's gonna change flavors a little bit as the ice melts, and it waters down a little bit. Yeah, no, that is good. And I was going to check to see how big a bottle this is. It says this is 3 drinks worth, and they say to serve it in a highball glass, but I think I like it on this form, and just in a coupe glass is better. But yeah, it's not. I don't think it says. It's got to say somewhere on here how big of a bottle this is, but it doesn't. Or at least I'm not seeing it at the moment. So, oh, there it is, 200 milliliters. So it's less than yeah. It's. I have to say these are pretty expensive, but I am impressed with the quality. I would love to try some of their other ones. Unfortunately, for those of you not in the Pacific Northwest, I don't know how freely available these are. One Killer Kitten and DM Charlie Gaming. I know you're in the neighborhood, so you might be able to find these fairly easy. Which actually brings us to the last one. Actually, one more sip of this.
So then you won't care what the last one tastes like?
No, I know. Well, I'm hoping the last one is my ringer. So in the last episode, we went. I got a glass of vodka mixed cherry lime cocktail, and I knew, and it was really good. I enjoyed drinking that one, and it was the only one that was in this kind of bottle, so I could save it and wanted to save it, and it was just fantastic. So I was like, okay, I've had a rough week. I am going to pick up one of theirs, but to give myself a big leap of credibility, I've got to get something different this time. And so I got their blueberry lemonade. So we will see how that is. And again, Glass Vodka, or Glass Distillery, I believe it is. Yeah, Glass Distillery is a Seattle company. I don't know how widely available their cocktails are. So I apologize if you can't get it near you. You might be able to get it shipped. I know that shipping alcohol is a big thing, a big hassle. There's a rum that I really like that you can only get in Hawaii unless you have it shipped, and it's just, and of course shipping is a pain, especially from Hawaii. So it is one of my great tragedies that I can't get it on a regular basis. But anytime I have a friend who goes to Hawaii, I do ask them to pick me up a bottle of that. All right. So this is last. All right. Let me read here. Natural blueberry juice and real lemon juice with agave nectar and the elegance of glass vodka equal the ideal blueberry lemonade cocktail. Glass vodka mixed with a line. Glass vodka mixed is a premium line of ready-to-drink cocktails made with simple, all-natural ingredients. Just chill, shake well, and serve on ice with a wheel of lemon or for a twist on a summertime favorite. A modern tribute to a classic perfected by Glass Vodka, which is, I believe, what they said on the last one is the modern tribute to a classic, which I had never heard of a cherry lime. I don't know if anyone else has as a cocktail. Let's see. Shake well before serving. All right, well, let's give it a shake.
Did it say to pour it over ice?
It did say pour it. Let's see. Chill well, shake before serving. Say no, I don't think it says. Okay. Oh wait, and serve on ice. Yes. I'm not going to do the wheel of lemon because that seems wasteful. So let me. And I'm just doing a small glass of this because, as I recall last time, that was good. Actually, I'm going to take all those cubes of ice out. All right. So, here we are. Oh, that is a color on that.
It's also very thick.
Well, it's kind of flowing around the ice. But yeah, it is thicker than one would expect. And this is a 375 bottle. Yeah, 375 milliliter bottle, 10% alcohol, so 20 proof. So yeah, it's actually a fairly light one. But this was, I believe, about this. Well, actually, this might have been a little cheaper actually than the Swizzle was. And like I say, I really enjoyed the last one. So let's find out how this is. Let's see. One Killer Kitten says nice. Morning Wind says no, but cherry limeade is a thing. So maybe in some parts of the country, yeah, I can see that. I've never heard of it as a cocktail. So
I've heard of it as a Coke, a cherry lime Coke.
Lori has heard of a cherry lime Coke, so that might be a thing. All right, blueberry lemonade. Cheers. Oh, that's nice. Blueberry is kind of a strange flavor because Scott says so red. It's actually really purple. I'm not showing how purple this is. It's a gourd. It's just opaque purple in here. Um, but yeah, blueberry is a weird flavor because if you if you actually ate a blueberry, I'm not entirely. I've eaten a lot of blueberries in my day. I'm not sure I could describe the flavor to you, other than just it's kind of blueberry. This is this tastes like a little bit like blueberry syrup, actually. Not quite that sweet. I know Lori's looking excited, but um, I'm not getting a ton. I'm getting some of the lemon, but it's not really lemonade. And it's still really nice. Lori, do you want to give this a try? You're holding the kitten. We can.
Make her quiet, yes.
Yes. Oops. Lori?
Did you want me to get what people
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. They should see your reaction.
I think this is more of me than you have seen before, and I'm sorry for that. Okay. I don't get much of a smell.
There's not much of a scent on it now. The aroma.
Really, it tastes a bit more like huckleberry to me.
It does have a bit of a huckleberry to it, yeah.
And I get a little bit of the lemon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely not spirit forward.
Mm-hmm.
It is a little bit sweet, so if we were at a party and I had to drink something, I would actually want to drink this.
But it's not quite sweet enough for you?
But it's not quite sweet enough for me.
Okay.
But I think we've lived that like 90% of things are not quite sweet enough for me. So.
Yeah, Lori's usual requirement is you must be able to pour it over pancakes, which I thought this might be close enough, but no, apparently not. And yes, so Lori brought up that this is tasted a bit like huckleberries. Huckleberries and blueberries are related, and there are different kinds of huckleberries in this world. So you're now going to be subjected to my drunken dissertation on huckleberries. On the East Coast, I believe, huckleberries are a lot closer to blueberries. On the West Coast, however, there's an entirely different kind of black huckleberry, which actually produces huckleberries about half the size of a pea, maybe a little bit smaller, depending on how much water they get over the years. There's also a red huckleberry, but that's kind of a different thing. Let's see. Scott says that would be a fun show. Drinks you can pour over pancakes. Yeah, no, that's I will do that show at some point and just have Lori taste everything. Winter Vesper says, I love the color of that top. Random Girl says, it's actually a dress she's wearing. She and I each have one. Mine's in olive green. Hers is in that lovely jewel tone blue. But yes, and I will make sure she hears that when she comes back from wherever she is. And yes, she is always beautiful. Anyway, so what I was saying is that huckleberries are a different thing over here. There is much tinier berries. They grow in clusters, kind of like grapes, but not that tight. And so picking them is very time consuming, getting ripe ones. You always have to sort through them, and of course the stems always stick to them. It's a big pain. They do, in flavor, taste still like a very concentrated blueberry, which is, I think, why Lori thinks this tastes like huckleberries. And I agree with her that it does taste like huckleberries, but I think what we're tasting is very concentrated blueberries. So, So, yes. if I were to choose which one to drink, all of these were presented to me at the bar, and I was like, what should I have tonight to drink? My ordering is kind of the order I ended up tasting them in. Um, well, I might switch the first two. The margaritas, especially with the ice melting in it, a little diluted down, is better than I think the beatbox was. I'll go through and retaste them all just to let you know. But so yes, the beatbox still very much Crystal Light. I can't recommend that, and I can't imagine that the fruit punch is any better. The margarita here, which actually I tasted first originally, but like I say, improving with a little bit of dilution, but still, I mean, it's perfectly drinkable. Not my first choice by a long shot. The Mai Tai that we had earlier. Still a perfectly serviceable Mai Tai. I have certainly had worse. Um, Mai Tais, a quick diversion before I continue on. Mai Tais are a complicated drink that a lot of places shortcut. I'm sure for very good reasons, but if you use cheap ingredients and instead of using like two kinds of rum, you use one kind of rum and then just, maybe a splash of 151 in there or something. It's easy to make a bad Mai Tai. It is non-trivial to make a good Mai Tai. And it's not just a matter of spending a lot of money to get the right, to get expensive rums to put in it. But I will talk more about that when I do that show. All right, the pineapple margarita. Again, perfectly drinkable. No rough edges on it, but not really any complexity. So, solid mid-tier drink. I would say both the Mai Tai and the pineapple margarita, solid mid-tier drinks. The Swizzle here. Yeah, just so much more interesting. If I was served this in a bar, I would not know it was ever in a can. I would go back to that bar. I think this is perfectly good. Does it justify the price point? It's 3 drinks for $18, and going to a bar these days, would be a fantastic price, quite frankly. Um, and then finishing up with the blueberry lemonade again. Yeah, I think that again the melted ice helps this. It needs a little bit of dilution. After it's been diluted down, it's not quite as. It doesn't taste like a lot of blueberry pulp. I guess, which I'm not phrasing that right. It's not as overpoweringly blueberry/huckleberry as it was before. It's fantastic either way. Um, yeah, I think if I were to put them in order, I might swap these two. But they're both incredible. I'm going to enjoy drinking the blueberry lemonade. I honestly think I might have enjoyed the cherry limeade more. They do have another one, another lemonade, which I can't remember right now what it was. It might have just been strawberry lemonade or something like that. Which I'm sure is also perfectly good. But this one sounded more interesting, so that's why I tried it. So that's what I've got for you. That's what I managed to put together tonight. This is, I hope that you try these. Try whichever one sounded good to you. Again, these are just Lori and my tastes. Lori, like I say, very eccentric in her tastes. Me, I'm sure equally as eccentric in mine. I've been drinking far too long in my life. But
I didn't start drinking until Dana literally drove me to do it. Like in a car.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, there are more than a few friends who didn't realize it was okay to drink until I was drinking near them and showed them it was okay. So I am a bad influence and also doing Bacchus's work, I guess. Anyway, but yeah, definitely give these a try. Like Star Noir said, the Cutwater stuff is good. I knew that I'd had the tea, the Mai Tai before, and I thought it was good. They had a couple others I had never seen before, so I think they're expanding their lineup a little bit. So I kind of wished I got one of the others, but by that point I already got more than enough. I actually do have one in the fridge that was my emergency backup. Here, let me grab that and show you. It's where is it? I wasn't quite sure this one applied. This is the Schilling Hard Cider Mountain Mule, which is basically a cider version of a Moscow Mule. So you get the lime and the ginger, but the alcohol is not vodka, it's cider. So I figured that in. First of all, I really like it. It's very good. And it comes in a giant can for cheap. But on the other hand, it's not really. It's kind of a cocktail, but not. I mean, some of those are wine-based, so who knows.
Are you a big fan of Schilling in general?
I am a big fan of Schilling. They have a cider tasting room over in Fremont, Washington, that is fantastic. I highly recommend it if you like cider at all. Hard cider, that is. And you're ever in the area. All right, I am rambling at this point because I have not had enough social. Yeah. I'm not going to explain what you just did.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Did you hear earlier that Winter Vespers complimented your dress?
Oh, thank you so much. I put some thought into putting clothes on today, so thank you for noticing.
She said it goes nicely with your hair.
Oh, thank you.
All right, and thank you all for being here tonight and putting up with my nonsense. And thank you for the hype train. We cleared level 1. I am so excited. That was fantastic. I appreciate you all so much. Definitely check out DM Charlie Gaming and DJ Star Noir. They're both fantastic streamers. Is there anyone else here who's a stream? I don't. To the best of my knowledge, no one else is streaming. But if you are, please put your streams in the chat. Let me know what you do, because I would love to check you out, and B, we are very pro self promotion here, as you can probably tell. While I'm waiting for people to respond.
Where are you rating to after this?
I was going to go check to see if there's anyone to rate to. But I was also going to mention the merch store.
Oh.
I do have a merch store now. It is at, I believe it's, here, actually, I can type it in the chat and double check. It is at queenofnopants.threadless.com. I only have a few designs. If you see any that look, if you want any, or rather, if you want anything I don't have there, let me know. I will put it up. I had thought about doing one that was the DWD logo that was turned into a kitty face, but the time ran away from me. So let's see. And let me check for someplace to raid to. And come on up. Why am I never prepared for this? And why is there it is, finally loading. Okay. I will go ahead and raid to the Transverse. That's another thing. So where I got my start in streaming was on a well, it was on the Transversus stream here. They do all sorts of trans based uh, shows. They have a news show. They have an interview show. They have something called Builder's Block, which I think is tonight, where it's a trans person building things. I was on their block of programming called All on the Table, which is all their tabletop role playing game stuff. And it's, they last season we just did two shows. One was a Thirsty Sword Lesbians campaign, and the second one was called Side Quests, which was my show. I co-hosted that, and we just did one shots every month. This year, because I'm doing this and because of my life is insane, I have kind of pulled back from that, but I am doing a show on there called Vigilantes Union Number 13 about superheroes in Portland. And I am playing a character named Amber, who I absolutely hope that you adore. But now I am being told that I must go again, so we're going to raid, and I am going to answer the phone.
I'm sorry for the wait.
Except that my keyboard is... Come on. All right. All right. So, thank you all for being here. I will see you next time. Goodbye.